Hello guys, myself Dr. Ajay Rathod. Hopefully you are all doing very well, healthy, and hopefully you are doing your study very consciously. Okay. So today we will discuss about the new topic, that is the excretory products. Okay. So in this topic we will discuss about the different types of the excretory products, different types of the mechanism by which different types of the organism or different types of the animals use the elimination process of this excretory products. Okay, so we already know about the this thing that animals accumulate different types of the products like the ammonia, urea, uric acid, carbon dioxide, water, CO2, and different types of the ions like sodium, chloride, potassium, phosphate, and sulfate. Okay, so animals accumulate them by their different types of the metabolic activities or by their excess ingestion. Okay, so some of them products are the very toxic like the ammonia, okay, like the CO2s, okay, different types of the ions. So it is necessary to eliminate them from their bodies. Okay, so organisms and the animals use some specific organs or system for the eliminating such as excretory products. Okay, so today we will discuss about them in a briefly. Okay, so let's start about the excretory products. So some of them are the toxics for the animals and it is necessary to eliminate them. Okay, so different types of animals, different types of animals or different types of organisms use the different types of the method for the eliminating them. Okay, so but our main focus on the nitrogenous waste product. Okay, so in this topic we will discuss about only the nitrogenous waste product. Okay, so our main emphasis on the nitrogenous waste product. So some of the nitrogenous waste product, that is the first is the ammonia, second is that urea, third is that uric acid. Okay, so that is ammonia. This ammonia is much toxic. Okay, is much toxic, and for the elimination of this ammonia, animals organism need a much plenty of water. Okay, and this urea is less toxic, and this uric acid, both all of are the nitrogenous waste product, and this uric acid is the least toxic, and organisms and animals needed less water during this elimination. Okay, so okay, we will discuss about them ammonia, urea, and uric acid by the form of drawing a chart. Okay, then we will compare among them. Okay, so and we will also tell about the examples of this nitrogenous waste product. Okay, so let's draw the chart and start the comparison among them. Okay, let's now compare among them. So the mechanism by which ammonia is eliminated from the body, that is called the ammonotalism. Okay, so what is the mechanism? That is mechanism is the ammonotalism, and the mechanism by which the urea is eliminated by the body, that is called the ureotalism, and that is uricotalism. So first of the mechanism, name of the mechanism. That is the ammonotalism, and that is the ureotalism, and that is the uricotalism. Okay, that is clear, very simple. And the next point is that the animal who used to eliminate this ammonia are called the ammonotelic, and the animal or organisms who used to eliminate this urea from the body, they are called the ureotelic, and the animals who used to eliminate this uric acid, they are called the uricotelic. So let's talk about this. What they are called the ammonotelic. Ureotelic and the uricotelic. That is clear. And who is the much toxic and who is the least toxic? Let's talk about this. The third point is the toxicity. So ammonia is the much toxic. More toxic urea is the less toxic and this uric acid is the least toxic. That is clear. And just write about the examples of the animals. Let's talk about the example of the animals. Okay, so ammonia. What are the examples of the ammonotelic? That is the bony fishes. Okay, aquatic amphibians. And aquatic insects. So let's see the one term, that is the aquatic because they live in the aqueous medium, because they live in the aqueous medium or watery medium, so they need a much plenty of water during the elimination of ammonia. That's why we use the term aquatic. Okay, so let's talk about the urea. Overall mammals. So mammals, terrestrial, amphibians and marine fishes. Some marine fishes also excrete their product in the form of urea. So what about the examples of what about the uricotelic? So reptiles, land snails, birds and insects. So what are the who are the uricotelic? The reptiles, land snails, birds and insects. Okay, so they are the uricotelic. Okay. So we already discussed about the 4 points: name of mechanism, animals, organism, toxicity level and example of animals. So let's come on the next point. Okay, so this ammonia is eliminated by through the body surface. Okay, through the body surface, like aqueous amphibians, they eliminate their ammonia through the body surface, and like bony fish, they eliminate their ammonia through the gills. Okay, so we get the mode of the excretion. Mode of excretion. So this ammonia through body surface or by gills. Who use the gills? This bony fishes use the gills. Okay. And about the urea, through specific organs like kidneys and gills and other organs. So what are the other ones? We will discuss about them in later. Okay. And what about the uric acids? They have a specific organs like reptiles, land snails, birds and insects, and we can say that specific organ for eliminations. Okay, we can write here as kidney, because kidney like organ or kidney is also found in the birds Okay. So this is the our comparison among the ammonia, urea and uric acid. So that is clear. Here the most important thing about the examples. Okay. The very most important thing about the example. Okay. Another important thing, the mode of the expression. Okay, mode of the expression. That is clear. And our NCERT says some extra point about the urea. So this urea is formed from the ammonia. That is clear. This urea is formed from the ammonia. From ammonia, urea is formed. Where formed? It is formed in the liver. Okay. Then this urea is transported into the blood. Okay, transported into the blood. Through the blood, this urea comes into the kidney. In kidney, this urea is filtered and excreted by the some specific organs like the urethra and like the nephrons. Okay. Filtered. So this is the process of the urea. So urea is formed from the ammonia, and this urea is formed in which organ? That is the liver. The most important thing, that is the liver. And from liver, they are transported into the bloodstream, and this blood is circulating in overall body, and this blood is rich in the kidney, where this urea is filtered and eliminated by the specific excreted organs. So that is clear about the urea. Okay. And this urea and uric acid, this is the adaptation of terrestrial animals. Okay, because of their secretions need a much less water comparatively to ammonia. That is clear. Both are the need less water for elimination. So that is clear. And this is the adaptation of terrestrial animals. So this is the complete comparisons among the ammonia, urea and uric acid. So hopefully you are getting all the things and you are already got the all points of the comparisons. Okay. So next we will discuss about the some organisms or obviously all phylums who use to the organs for the eliminating, for the excreting this nitrogenous waste product or other waste product. So we will draw another chart where we will discuss about the different phylums and their different excretory organs. So I hope you already written this chart. Now we can rub this. And one thing is that some amount of maximum amount of urea is already excreted by the uricotelic animals, but some amount of urea is retained in the body because they need some sort of the osmoregulation in the uricotelic body. So uricotelic animals. Okay, so maximum amount of the urea is already eliminated by the kidney. Okay, but some sort of urea are retained in the body for the osmoregulation. So what is osmoregulation? Osmoregulation is nothing but this is the regulation of the ions, minerals and water. So now we we will discuss about the different phylums and their different excretory organs systems. Okay. So just write here is a phylum name. Phylum, organs. Here write the phylum, organs. Okay. And their different mechanism for the elimination or for the excretion of different types of the androgenous waste product or other waste products. So first, that is the porifera. Second is the cnidaria. Third is the ctenophora. In all phylums use their body surface use so yes the all phylums that like the porifera, cnidaria, ctenophora, they use their body surface for the elimination, for the excreting the waste products. Okay, and this body surface by excreting or by eliminating the waste products, they help in the osmoregulations. Okay. Now next is the platyhelminthes. So platyhelminthes use the special type of the cells that is called the phloem cells or protonephridia. That is clear. So platyhelminthes use this phloem cells protonephridia for the eliminating or for the excreting their waste product. And this phloem cell protonephridia also helps in the water ion balance, so that is called they help in the osmoregulation. So what about the nematohelminthes, or we can also say the ascaminthes? They use the special type of the cell, that is the granite cells. Okay. And the sixth are annelida. So in annelida, different types of the excretory organs are found. Like they have also protonephridia and also nephridia. And nephridia also called the okay. So annelida have different types of the organism for the osmoregulation, for the excretion, for the eliminating the waste products. So annelida have a protonephridia and also have a nephridia, and this nephridia are also called the metanephridia, and this nephridia are found in the very popular organism, that is the earthworm. Okay, so we can mention here okay, that is clear. So next thing about this phylum is that annelida, then comes the Arthropoda. So by this draw or by this chart, we can also recapitulate the whole phylum. We have already discussed about them in the animal kingdom. So it is a very good use of this chart or this the diagram. So let's talk about the arthropoda. In arthropoda, there are very variety of the animals or organisms which use the different types of the excretory or different types of the osmoregulating mechanism or osmoregulating organ system. So arthropoda, first is the insects. In insects there is the millipedes, centipedes, and especially insects we use the one insect in our daily life, that is the cockroach Americana periplatina. So in insects, millipedes and centipedes, there is the Malpighian tubule. And this Malpighian tubules also helps in the osmoregulations, water, mineral, ion balance, and also helps in the excreting of the nitrogenous waste product. So these insects are the uricotalism. Okay, the mechanism of the uricotalism, and they are called the uricotalic because they secretes the uric acids. Okay, they use the Malpighian tubules as their excretory organ. Next is that scorpion, crustaceans, and prawn, scorpions. Okay. So these crustaceans and prawns, they use the antennal gland or green gland. That is clear. And this scorpion use the coxal gland. Scorpions, also some spider. Okay, that is clear. So arthropoda have different types of excretory organ, that is Malpighian tubules, coxal glands, and antennal gland or the green gland. Okay. So next come on the mollusca. Mollusks also use their body surface as an excretory organ. Okay. Next is the Echinodermata. They have no any excretory organ, is our NCERT say. That is clear. In animal kingdom chapter we already know about that. In Echinodermata there is no any excretory organ. So we can have that absent. Or we also use the body surface for the eliminating this waste products. Next is the Hemichordata. In Hemichordata is a special gland, that is the proboscis gland, which are used as the excretory organ for the eliminating the waste products or for the osmoregulations. Hemichordata, that is the proboscis gland. So that is clear. And another is the Cephalochordata. In Cephalochordata, the example is the Amphioxus, who use this protonephridia as their excretory organ. So Cephalochordata use the protonephridia as their excretory organs. Okay. So we have already reached up to the Cephalopoda. Okay. Cephalopoda and the Uropoda, they are the link between the invertebrates and vertebrates. So up to the Hemipodata, they all are the invertebrates because there is no vertebral column in their bodies. Now we come on the Chordata. Okay, now we come on the Chordata. So in maximum of the Chordata, they use the kidneys, gills, and different types of another organism, but most of the gills and the kidneys as their excretory organs. Okay, so hopefully you have already not all these things. Well. Chordata. So let's talk about the fishes. Amphibians, they use the skin, gills for the osmoregulation. Okay. Reptiles. Reptiles. Birds. And mammals. They use the kidneys. Okay. They all use the kidneys. They all are use kidneys as an excretory organs. So I think everything is very clear and everything is very sufficient for, on the respective of the examples. Okay. So on the behalf of the your exams, NEET exam, I already mentioned all the points that are already mentioned in the NCERT. Okay. So this is the phylum from Porifera to the Chordata and their excretory organs. Okay. So that is clear. So this is today's topic. And we already completed all three nitrogenous waste products, the comparison among them, and the different types of the phylums and different types of their excretory organs. So that is enough for today. So thank you very much, guys. Hopefully you already know about them, and I already mentioned all the inciting points here, and hopefully you already got the all points that I mentioned on the whiteboard. So thank you guys. Thank you very much.